Welcome back, learners. In this another session of performance management system. In this topic or in this session, I am going to discuss the topic high performance culture. In the last lecture, we have seen the reward system for the performances and how companies use them to keep their employees motivated and stay for long with them. In this section, the objective is to understand two things. One is the concept of high performance culture, and second is what factors help to create this culture. So let us understand one by one. I would like to take your attention to the meaning of culture. When we hear the term culture for the first time, whatever comes in our mind is maybe religion, tradition, way of life, set of beliefs. A culture is also a community, sometimes a group of people following certain set of practices. Their religious belief, their traditional belief, their customs, and also their rituals, or sometimes they are also the characteristics of a peculiar group or the norms and traditions and so on. So the culture has various dimensions and what it is doing in the corporate. So let us understand, corporates are also having their cultures which are very different or unique from one another. You all know the subject organizational culture. So far you have gone through it in your first or second semester so far. So what an organizational culture is? The culture where employees can grow together to achieve the organizational goals, right? So when we are talking about organizational culture, let us try to understand it from a very basic concept of the culture for microorganisms or culture for us as humans to grow. The science people know very well, when you do experiments in your laboratories, you create certain atmosphere where you want to see or observe how the microorganisms grow, right? So you provide with a particular temperature situation, it may be a sand or water. That sand or water where you want to grow those microorganisms are providing a culture. That means if the culture is enriched well, the microorganisms will grow faster, right? So in the same way, when we are providing a good culture for the employees, they will grow well. And what their growth suggests, if the employee is growing all together, all the employees are growing that organizational ultimately. So the culture has various dimensions, we can see. So it is a way of life, and I would like to take your attention in this particular topic towards beliefs. So when the high performance culture concept started growing in among the corporates, what they meant was that it is a specific human behavior and creating such an atmosphere of expectations that everybody's behavior is molded or transformed or is turned towards an expected way, right? And that expected way has a high value and moral or ethical base. Now, when we talk about high performing, that is indicating an efficiency, that means a good productivity, which ultimately gives our organization a success, right? So, the concept of high performance culture talks about three things. Let us see them. First is better people or better teams, better results. Better team, better results. Simple. So instead of managing your other assets first, just manage this culture well. Let the people grow into this culture so that they will be more productive. So better teams, better results. Second is high performing people. So the concept believes that if you hire high performing people, ultimately they will be ready to give their best, maximum and effective outcome for the organization as well as for themselves, because they are also growing. So hiring the high achievers or high achieving people will help the organization grow faster. This is the concept of this. And also it basically focuses on behavioral and expected benefits that are gained from the employees with the help of this organizational culture. Now what we are talking about, what this culture looks like. Can we see it, or is it just a concept which can be understood through various other physical or we can say the behavioral aspects? So I am going to draw your attention to this cube. So when we talk about high performance, it is a transformation of employee engagements. Yes, employees engagement, the way the organizations are engaging their employees is a transformational way to create that culture. That means that way is culture. See here, like the way of life at that particular organization is creating that healthy culture. So, and that healthy culture is transforming the employee engagement. The way your employees will be engaged at the workplace will decide how productive you are. And also, it talks about taking out or using your full potential of your team's abilities for that organizational goal. So, here in this cube, you can see on the x-axis they have shown core values, on the y-axis they have shown performance. So the higher the core values and the higher the performance, we can say the culture is high. So culture has also, so beliefs will be of values also, what we believe in, we believe in the values that we practice. So core values and the performance has some relationship which can be seen here. And they talk about three dimensions which are performance ethics, performance norms, so notions, and performance or leadership passion. We'll come to leadership. So this is what high performance is telling, that the culture of a company is defined by the people who do for the company. The culture of the company is defined by the people who do or work for the company. So it is the people that are creating that culture, and that the culture is again creating those employees. So this is an exceptional practice which is not possible for all the organization, and those organizations who have been exceptional in creating these kind of atmospheres or cultures, they have seen the success rates higher and higher. So the last part of the section is understanding those factors which create this organizational culture, or how that culture can be achieved, we can say. So I have mentioned here 10 things, and these talk about change, leaders, coaching, decision making, communication, core values, joyful workplace, training and developments of the organizer, employees, using various methodologies to keep you cope up with the change and keep checking the pulse of the organizations and measuring those all efforts taken by the organization. Let us discuss one by one. The first is adopting the change. So all the organizations are expected to adopt those changes. See, high performing, if you are an old body and in the new time you will feel tiresome. It will be very heavy for the organization to walk the path of the competitive market with old methods and old traditions. We all know what happened with Nokia before the Samsung took place, right? So when the Nokia wasn't able to leave its practices and adopt the change at a faster pace, meanwhile Samsung had taken place, and same happened with the Samsung. So it is that acceptance of change and transforming your culture at its pace so that it will be possible for that organization to keep the momentum of the competition going on. So adopting change is important. Those organizations who have adopted change, these changes, please remember and understand that these changes sometimes even insist or create such a situation where a company has to leave its own business or leave some segments or make very drastic changes in their products or launch completely new products. That may be anything, or they may also need to change the way they were working in the present situation. The changes may be anything. Those changes have to be adopted by the organization. Second is developing leaders. Leaders are important aspects. So observations, recognitions, creating leaders for the next generation, succession planning, all comes here. So the company must engage its activities in creating or developing leaders. Now how the leaders will be developed. So far we have talked about various companies who are practicing the succession planning that you can relate here, and the leaders are people with trustability, they are credible and they are responsible people who shoulder the responsibilities of the organizational top management to take it ahead in the future. So how these leaders will be developed? The organization, so here we are talking about having that culture to develop leaders means having those programs or having those practices that will let the leadership come out of the capable people. And we have already talked about that we are hiring such high performing people who are expected to shoulder these kind of responsibilities. So developing leaders will be possible by various practices, like you can have management development programs, you can have leadership development programs. Some companies practices leadership funnels. They keep identifying such capable people and they'll empower them to lead such individual projects or teams so that they will have their preparation for the future as leaders. Developing coaching mindset. This is very important. So coaching mindset in today's scenario is important because not everybody is having all the skill sets, and if you excel in one skill set, that will be giving advantage. If the team is there, then the team can have a synergy effect with everybody's excel capabilities. So coaching mindset also talking about coaching your organization's employees only, where the seniors or the more experienced people will be giving guidance to the less experienced people so that they can enhance their performance without any, there will not be any zest to, or ego zest we can say, where people are not letting others to go ahead. So coaching mindset is also developed, and the coaching can be done in various ways, for various techniques or skills. One can coach. So can you just imagine that one person who has grown in the same organization as a junior or as a fresher entrant member, and now with his expertise over a few years he can tell the same things in a better way to the people who have joined recently. So the coaching mindset is also talking about coaching such changes. Those are taking place around, and those have to be communicated to your own team. Empowering the decision making. So decision making abilities been delegated to the people who are connected with that particular task. This will make the employees be more responsible because they will treat that project as their own baby, and they will be accepting the responsibilities of pros and cons happening to those decisions. Then they communicate more. So sharing information about latest changes, new things throughout the organization is also very important. That is helping to create a healthy atmosphere, and everybody is informed, is well aware of the changes, and so that they will also be prepared with the mind and with their skill set to be in the changed position. Establishing core values, whatever core values of the companies are, those have to be informed, those have to be imparted to the employees, as well as they can establish some additional core values as the change demands. Make workplace real joy. It is very important, and you just ask yourself, whatever you do you enjoy it? Does it make you happy to do particular task you are doing? Is your work enjoyable? If the question is no, if the answer is no, then the question still stands. So make workplace a real joy. A healthy workplace would look like everybody is happy with one another, there is a gel-in, there is a good communication between all, everybody is achieving their targets on time, they are feeling healthy and they are able to maintain their work-life balance. People are not greedy or not so submissive that the information will not leak or they will be misused. So there are no haphazard, no accidents, no no any malpractices going on in the workplace, and also the person who is doing that job is enjoying that. The work person who has interest in particular task will enjoy the task more. So make workplace a real joy would also mean that placing suitable people at the suitable places would help them enjoy the workplace, and also giving them achievable targets will also keep their motivation uplifted. Enhancing the training and development practices, these are also creating high performance culture where the training and performances help people grow, take more decisions, be more able and empowered to perform their tasks, and they will not feel lagged behind. Use methods like 360-degree appraisals, feedbacks, recognition, surveys, checkings. All these methods are going to help the overall employees to keep track on their own performances in line with the organizational goals, as well as their achievements will motivate them for more. So those can be financial or non-financial rewards also, as we have talked about in the last lecture. So all these methods all together are used for creating a healthy atmosphere or culture. And last but not the least is keep measuring all these efforts of the organization, and on a continuous basis keep changing them or modifying them. So friends, this is how the healthy atmosphere or healthy work culture, we can say, is created. So the term is high performance culture. You will, in the next lecture probably we'll take some examples of such companies who have performed high and achieved their targets by creating these kind of cultures. So I will be coming back with such an examples. Unless and until I bring you the next management lesson, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.